Hey, welcome back everyone. Welcome to the fourth video of the Power Pages 30 Days Learning Challenge. Today we're going to discuss about how to create the Power Pages website. So today we're going to have the practical live session. So in this live session, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up the Power Pages trial instance and how we can create our first website. Okay, so those who are new to this Power Pages 30 Days Learning Challenge series, this is the series that I've started this new year, and my agenda is to cover all the portal's topics from basics to advanced in the 30 videos. Okay, my name is Abhi Srivastav. I'm a Microsoft MVP. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm working as a Power Platform architect in the Capgemini. If you just wanted to check out my website, or I'm already uploading a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, you can just go and subscribe me on Arpit Power Guide. Okay, so let's have a quick glance of what is the agenda of the complete 30 days learning challenge. So 30-day videos we're going to produce, and first three videos have already been uploaded: introductions, components, and the licensing. And this video is basically the practical session. We're gonna, set up the Power Pages trial instance, and we're gonna create our first website. Okay. But before creating a Power Pages website, it's a great saying, like an hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. Okay, so I always prefer in my projects, also in my personal experience in the real time project, I also prefer to put a lot of efforts in the planning before getting into the implementation. So for you as well, I would recommend just to have a proper planning of the Power Pages project. So whether it's a Power Apps project or the Dynamics 365 project, so any project you have been working on till now, so you should have the proper planning of that. Okay, so same like that. So before whether you are working in the trial environment or whether you are working in the live project implementations, you need to have the proper planning before start creating your first portal website. Okay, now what is this planning includes in the first Power Pages project? Okay. So as you begin to plan your first Power Apps project, there are following questions that you need to consider before start implementing or before start doing development in your first Power Pages project. Okay, the first thing is that who will use my site? That is the most important thing. I have covered a lot of questions in the licensing as well. So if you have not watched my earlier videos, I'm going to put that into my link into the descriptions, so you can just watch them, all the previous three videos as well. But the first question is that who will use my site? Okay, whether it's anonymous user, authenticated user, what type of user are going to use? Your customers, your internal user, partner, vendor, contractors. So you should know your users as well. Based on that, you have to choose your site. Based on that, you have to do the branding of your site. Based on that, you have to start doing the development. The second question is that what will my user do? So what the user is going to do on the website? Okay, so there could be different purpose, right? So for example, if the user is going to register on the website to attend the events, boot camps, or the trainings, so you have to create the portal for the registration purpose. You have to create the portal for email management. Sometimes you have to create the website where user will do the shopping. They will add the products into the cart, they can make the payments, they can place the orders. So you have to decide first, who will use what will my users do, what the user is going to perform. Sometimes you create the Power Pages website for your internal users as well. So you should properly understand the requirement from your business, what is the expectations of the users. Okay, so what the task they're going to perform. They are going to create the leads, they are going to create the opportunities, they are going to submit the feedback. So based on that, you have to incorporate the functionality. So based on the features that we are going to have on the portal, you have to choose the templates as well. So we're going to have a lot of templates available that Microsoft has provided. So these, based on these questions, you have to take the decisions. Okay. Third question, what text and the content the site will have? Okay, so portal is all about displaying the data, text, and the content along with the designing. So you need to ensure first, the text and the content that you're going to display on the website will be the static content, will be the dynamic content, or whether you want to pull that content from any external sources, or you want to make that content editable as well on the website, right? So So a lot of questions you have to ask with the client before understanding, like whether you want to keep this text and the content on the site and the configuration, so that going forward anyone can change that, or do you want to keep the static content on the portal? So these are the questions you need to ask related to the text and content. Okay, what is the shown publicly and what is secured? Okay, that is very important from the security point of view, like what content, text or data you want to show it to the anonymous user, and what data you want to expose it to the authenticated user or the secured users, right? So let's say you are creating an event management portal where some of the data, for example, what are the trainings, what are the boot camps, what are the trainings, boot camps or the events is going to happen in the next 6 months or the 1 year of time. You want to show that information publicly. You don't want user to register to view that information, right? Same in the retail website. If you are creating, then you display all the products, like if you take the example of the Amazon, right? So in the Amazon, you can view all the products, you can browse through all the products, but if you have to make the purchase, if you have to make the order or place the order, you have to register on the website. Okay, so same like that way, whether you have to decide what information or the data you want to expose it publicly, or what information you want to keep it secured. Okay, what will user use to sign in or register? Okay, so there are plenty of identity providers we have in the portal. So we have to ask this to our customer, that what sort of authentication provider or the identity provider you're going to use, because authentication is one of the key feature of the portal, right? So it provides the security also. So you need to ask your customer this thing as well, that what sort of authentication we're going to use. Sometimes what happens is customer is already using some existing website or the portal. They already have some sort of authentication or the identity provider enabled. So they want to integrate that with the portal as well. Okay, but sometimes if you are creating the portal from the scratch, your website creating from the scratch, you have a lot of options: Microsoft authentication provider, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Azure AD B2C. So these kind of authentication you have. So you need to clearly ask with the customer that what sort of authentication is required, how the data will be segmented after user sign in. Data model is one of the most important thing before you are start designing your portal, because you have to expose the data. You have to expose your Microsoft Dataverse data to the portal. So you have to ask your customer what should be the tables you have to use it, what sort of data, because once the user will be logged in, what sort of data you have to display to the user. Okay, so for example, sometimes the user group A wants to see the ABC data and the user group PQR wants to see the XYZ data, right? So you have to segment that, and based on that, you have to put the security in place. Based on that, you have to create the security roles or the web roles in the Power Pages sites. For data, segmentation is very important. Data modeling is very important, because your portal is designed on top of Microsoft Dataverse. So your data first is stored in your tables, right? So you need to have the proper understanding what table you're going to use, what columns you're going to use, and what should be the relationship between your tables. So these kind of question you need to ask. How will my users find my website? Okay, so there are a couple of ways, whether you want to keep your website public so anyone can browse through your website and can just register on or view the data, or you just want to invite them, because sometimes what happens, you don't want that anyone can use my website. You want to give the access to your website to a specific set of user or a specific group of team, right? So you put the security like IP address blacklisting, or sometimes you create the conditional access policy in the Azure Active Directory, or you put some sort of restrictions in the Azure Active Directory as well, that the specific set of user or the pupil can use my website. So we have the invitation feature that we're going to discuss in the upcoming session. But you need to ask this customer, like whether your user will find the website on the Google, like they simply type it and they can find your website, or you want to keep it private, or you want to give the access to your website to a specific set of user using invitation feature. Okay, by using that, you can give the access to your portal using the invitation to a specific users, so that no one can access your website without your permission. Okay, how much data file store is required? So this is also part of your licensing. So these licensing part I have already discussed in my last video, so I'm not diving deep into that. So how much file storage you require, because on the portal you need a lot of file storage as well, because you have the CSS file, JavaScript file, images, because it's a web version, right? So you have the lot of web related content, files and all. So how much file storage is required? Okay, whether you want to integrate it from the SharePoint, because if you have the large data, data files or the documents, then you might need to integrate it with SharePoint. So you need to ask this customer upfront, because your licensing will depend on that. Because for anonymous user, the capacity is less as compared to the authenticated user, and it is dependent on the what type of licensing you are purchasing, whether it's a subscription based or the pay as you go based. OK, and the last one is the which license type should I purchase? So the decision making questions related to the licensing type I have already discussed in my earlier session. So I would recommend all the licensing related questions you can check in my last sessions. So licensing is also one of the important things. So based on that, you have to start doing your development. OK, so answering this question will help guide discussion as you embark on project. So these are the questions you need to discuss within your team. You need to discuss with your sales team. You need to discuss with your client. Then you should start creating your first portal website. OK, and then get into the implementation. The last thing is that what are the other recommendation for your first Power Pages project? So that is the last thing that you need to consider in your mind, or you need to highlight with your client before getting into the implementation. The first thing is that separate environment for development from production. OK, so I'm just taking the example of development, but sometimes you have the different environments as well. Sometimes some of the organization use the two development environment if they have the large team. So it depends on your organization to organization, but your production environment should be different with the development. That means your development environment should have the different portal, and the production should have the different portal. The portal type should remain same, but there should be a different website. OK, so whatever you are doing, the development website should not impact in the production. Second thing is conduct user testing. So if possible, keep a separate environment for testing. So that is very important thing, that keep a different environment for your testing team, so that they can conduct the user testing, because portal is basically a tool or the application that is going to expose to the external users. So your data is not getting compromised, whether your security is enabled. So a lot of things that you need to test it before it going to the production. So testing is very much required. You need to do the performance testing. You need to do all the loopholes, the security loopholes as well. So very important that you need to have the user testing environment is there. User custom domain and SSL certificate. So that is also very important. So reach out to your internal teams to secure one in the advance of your go live date. So you cannot just do the development and just like the CRM deployment, you can just migrate your data to the production. There are a lot of things you need to make sure before going live with the production. You need to enable the custom domain, the SSL certificate. So if the client is already having that SSL or the custom domain, just ask them before you are planning to go live in advance, so that you can incorporate that. So for you, it's just a 5 to 10 minutes job, because it's just a configuration in the admin panel. But the planning should also be there in 1 week advance. OK. And the last thing is the check go live checklist. So that is the most important thing that I'm also going to discuss about in the practical session, that what is go live checklist. So Microsoft has given a very good go live checklist for us. So that basically ensure that whether you have it kind of to-do list before you are planning to go to the production. So you run the site checkers, then you pick and allocate license, convert site from the trial to production, enable CDN, enable WAF. It's a firewall, and then custom and your custom domain. OK, we're going to discuss about that in my live environment. But yeah, so this go live checklist is very important, that make sure that your portal is thoroughly tested. The portal does not have any sort of bugs or the errors, and it has the proper license assigned. It is completely secured using CDN and WAF, and it has SSL certificate enabled. Then you're good to go. OK. All right, so this is about the recommendation and all the plannings that you have to do it at upfront before you are getting into the implementation. So let's get started with our first session, where our first agenda is to create the Power Pages trial. And let's have a look how the Power Pages Designer Studio looks like. OK. All right. So I'm just going to open the Edge browser. OK, so first of all, if you have to create your trial instance for your Power Pages trial, you first need to go to the Google and you need to search Power Pages trial. OK, like this. So once you search it, you will get the first article, sign up for the free trial, Power Pages. And here you get the information. You can just read it through like what information is there, but you just need to click on this link in order to start creating your first portal trial. OK, so I'm just clicking on this link. And here you get the option, try it for free. So same like the Dynamic 365, you get the Power Pages trial for the 30 days so that you can start doing quick POCs. You can start exploring its capabilities and its features. OK, so yeah, so as soon as I click on try it for free, OK, it takes me to my environment. So because I've already logged into my environment, so it takes me to my environment. So now you have two options. OK, so I have the licensed Dynamic 360, sorry, Power Platform environment available. So I already have a lot of environments available. But if you are trying your Power Pages trial on the Dynamic 365 trial instance, and you only have the default environment available, then you need to make sure that you have to create a trial environment first. OK, reason being the default environment is accessible to everyone in the organization. To keep your organization data secure, we don't allow creating external facing sites in this environment. So Microsoft don't recommend that. So they always recommend that if you have to create any portal in your environment, you have to have a separate environment available. So whether it's a trial environment or if you have the license, then it will be the sandbox or the production environment. OK, so since I already have a lot of environments available, so it's up to me whether I have to create a new environment. OK, and start creating the portal website there, or I can choose any existing website. So for existing environment, so let's say I'm choosing the Powerthon. OK, so this is the environment I already have in my environment. So you can see here there is no site yet in this particular environment. OK, so first of all, I just need to hit on create a site. OK, so once I hit the create a site, I need to give some of the answer of the questions like what do you need your site to be able to do. OK, so there are a couple of templates are there that Microsoft has provided. So currently we have around 10 plus templates are there. So we have the templates related to the site, some designing related templates. We have some scheduling related templates. So if you have the requirement to create a portal or the website for scheduling the meetings or so booking an appointment. So these kind of things for scheduling the appointment, booking an appointment. So these kind of things we have this templates available. So if you have such requirement, you don't need to create your website from the scratch. You can simply choose this template and some of the basic layout you will all automatically get added in your portal site. Application submission. So there are a couple of business use case where you have to provide an option to your customer where they can submit the application request and a lot of things, right? So application submissions related template is there. Registration related templates is also there. Event registration, training registration, school program registration. So there could be multiple things. So you have to do the branding of it based on your business requirement. So if you go to all, you get to see all the templates available. But sometimes you are not you don't want to use any existing templates. You want to design your portal or the website from the scratch. OK, based on your customer branding or the requirement. So at last, there is an option that you can start creating a portal from blank page. OK, so just to explore all the features of it, I just wanted to demonstrate all the features, all the components or the coding stuff on the portal. So I don't want to use any existing website to make you confused. I just wanted to start from the blank page and will do a lot of customization to it. We'll use a lot of out-of-box features to it and will create a new brand website. OK, so just for the demonstration purpose, I'm choosing this blank page option. OK, I have the option like how my website will look like in the desktop version, how my mobile will be look like in the mobile version. So it's totally responsive. Choose this template. As soon as I choose this template, I need to provide some of the information here. So first of all, it checks the permission also. Okay, so what it does is it actually check whether you have the sufficient privilege to create the portal website in your environment. So it's not like that you have just a salesperson license or sales manager license, the business person license, and you want to just try to create your environment, the Power Pages site in your environment. So you need to have the system administrative privilege, the global administrative privilege, in order to start creating it. Okay. So here it's up to you that what site name you have to provide, but make sure like this site should be unique. So Microsoft has already created a web address for this. So it's just a uniquely identifier, some random generated site name, but you can create your own site as well. So for example, if I want to provide a Arpit Power Guide and just hit this, so it will check whether this is available for you or not. So this URL is not available because I'm already using this site in one of my environment. So probably will change to Power Page 30 days challenge. Okay, so when I choose this option, it's accepting that. That means this is going to be the URL of my portal. And if I go to show more details, I have the option to choose the language, in which language I just want to create this particular website. And then as soon as I hit the done, it will start creating my website, and it's going to take around 5 to 10 minutes of time. So I don't want to create that website now just to save the time. I've already created a website. So I'm just closing this. But if you are setting up the trial instance, you are just done. Click on the done, and it will take around 5 to 10 minutes of time, and you will get notified also. OK. So this is the way how you can start creating your portal first website. OK, so I'm just closing it. I already have the trial environment available where I already have the portal available. So once you install your portal installation is done. You can come to the make.powerapps.com, choose that particular environment. OK, where you install your portal. So I have installed the portal in this trial instance. And if you click on the apps, you get to see two options. OK, the name of your portal and the model driven app. OK, so these are the two apps you see it here. So this is the portal app. You call it as a portal app, and this is a model driven app, and both are basically used to design your portal website. OK, now this is for the low code, no code development. So those who are not a pro in the in the HTML, CSS, or in the advanced development, or those who are not having the technical skills, they can just choose this option, click on Edit, and open in Power Pages. OK, so this is basically the low code, no code Designer Studio, where you can start creating your website from the scratch, drag and drop the controls, do the brandings. So a lot of things are there. OK, and the second option is the portal management. So this is basically for the advanced users or the advanced developers, because all the capabilities are not there in this Designer Studio. OK, so for all the capabilities, you have to go with the portal management, because portal management I've also discussed in my earlier session as well. Here you get to see all the components of the portals. So in the left panel, you can see all the components are there, and some complex or some advanced capabilities are there in the portal management, which is still not there in the Designer Studio. So Designer Studio is recently Microsoft introduced along with the Power Pages. So we had earlier the Power Apps Designer Studio that has some capabilities, but recently they just rebranded the Power Apps portal to Power Pages, and they just rebranded the new studio, and they was given the name called Designer Studio. So there are a lot of capabilities are still there. You can do the styling, you can do the the data mapping or data modeling. You have some sort of admin related stuff is also there. You have to you got to go option to create the pages as well. So a lot of capabilities are still there, and they are, Microsoft are incorporating a lot of features that we already have in the portal management. But these are the two tools or the two application you have to use it to design your portal. But today I'm going to discuss about this Power Pages Designer Studio, and in my next session, I'm going to configure the website, but today I'm going to discuss about what are the capabilities you have in the Power Pages Designer Studio. OK, so if I go to the home page, I can see my website details, the name of my website, the URL of my website, and currently I mark it as a private. That means if I share this URL to you, you cannot access, unlike before, because in the earlier version of the portal, if you have installed the portal and if you have generated the portal URL, anyone can access that portal or your website, whether it's an internal user or an outside organization user, they can have the access of the website. OK, but now we have the option that you can mark it private so that unless you make it public, this website will not be exposable to the outside audience. OK, so it's private right now, and the creator of it, and you can customize the theme. So a lot of things are there. So it is just basically it's a landing page where you can see all your website. So right now I have created only one site in my this environment, but I have I can create multiple sites as well. OK, so it's based on your requirement. You can create multiple sites, and all the sites will be, will be available in this particular list. You can directly, so if you have to start customizing or designing the site, you can just click on edit and it will take you to the editor page. Or if you simply want to run this site to view its output in the browser, you can click on the preview, and the preview you have the option whether you want to see it in the desktop or in the mobile. So if we click on the desktop, it will takes me to the browser page, and here you can see it is the the UI it looks like. OK, so how to customize that, everything I'm going to discuss in the upcoming sessions, but the rest of the things I want to discuss about that is the templates. OK, so templates we already discussed, like we have the different types of templates that we can use it. Learning Hub is one of the most important features that Microsoft incorporated within the Power Pages Designer Studio. So if you have to learn a lot of things related to the portals, you don't need to go away from the portal application, OK, or your Designer Studio. Everything is available within the Designer Studio. So if you just wanted to understand what is Power Pages, capabilities of it, how the security works, how the architecture works, or we have a lot of capabilities like tutorials, videos, a lot of things are there, branding kits, how to create your first page with the sites, with the list and the forms, how the authentication works. OK, design and build. So all the tutorials and the articles related to the design and build is coming under this particular section. How to connect to the Dataverse. So all the things are related to this here. How to customize your portal, how to extend the portal. So I'm also going to discuss about all these topics in the details. So stay tuned for that. But meanwhile, if you want to learn it, because sometimes for me also, if you have to search through a lot of things on the internet, we get confused and we don't get the information what we are actually looking for, right? So Microsoft has got included everything within this Power Pages Studio, so you can learn step by step using the steps as well. OK, security related stuff is also there. So sometimes you are working in a project and you have to create the TDD document, and you have to get some of the good the architecture pictures, how the security works, how it works internally. So all this stuff you can get it from the white paper that Microsoft has already provided here. So how the security works, I'm also going to discuss about that in my upcoming session, how the security works, how the architecture works. OK, so if you want to learn from here as well, from the MS Learn, you can just go and then check out all the videos also which is there. OK, the important thing is the go live. OK, the go live checklist is very important here that I'm going to discuss about that. So in the go live, you have the go live checklist, the licensing part, and the Power Pages ALM. OK, so ALM is basically to automate your deployment. And we have the administrator and monitoring purpose. So if you just want to explore the portal admin center, so we gonna have the dedicated session where we're gonna discuss about all the admin related capabilities. So we're going to discuss about that later. Troubleshooting, how to troubleshoot the portal errors, logs, you can diagnostic that as well. How to maintain and update the Power Pages. So a lot of things, if you have to update the dynamic CRM URL, if you have to link the portal from one instance to the another instance, all the things you can find it in this particular section. And the consumptions as well. So how much portal is being consumed. So these things you can also check it from the admin portals. OK, if I go to the go live section and the go live checklist, So in the go live checklist, it takes me to this article, and here you can find. So these are all the the checklist you need to ensure before you are planning to going live. OK, so the first thing is the run the site checker. The site checker is basically it basically a job that runs in the background on your site, and it checks whether you have any loopholes in your website or not. OK, so it's the internal process of the Microsoft. So you need to make sure whether you are planning to going to on the production, then you need to run this site checker. So just to check all the loopholes, security loopholes, or the customization loopholes, everything will be coming in this result. OK, pick and allocate licenses. So licenses, whether so because if you already created a website, so if you can see here, I've created a website, and if I click here, it is only available for 28 days because I just created 2 days back. If you can see here, so it's a 30 days trial available. So we need to make sure like we have convert that to the production. OK, because after 30 days it will go it will be expired. So I need to recreate that. OK, so in the go live checklists, we have to make sure like you have assign a proper license to it. You have converted that to the production. OK, so whether this environment is the trial environment or it is the your license environment, no matter, the portal creation process or the installation process will remain same. OK, so if you have the license environment as well, you have to first create the portal in the trial mode. OK, then you have to click on convert to convert that into the production. OK, so if you just wanted to understand the life cycle of the portals, for that I have covered for you in the first session. So I'll provide the link in the description so you can check like what is the life cycle of the portal. OK. Now there are a lot of questions in the community like my portal get expired after 20 or the 30 days. How can I extend that? So that is not possible for sure. The portal cannot be extended for 20 after 30 days, same like the Dynamics 365 trial environment. But let's say you have the license environment. So obviously that is not going to expire. OK, so where you want to explore the capabilities of the portal. OK, so in your trial instance, you have the 30 days capabilities, but sometimes you have the license environment and your customer wants to see the capabilities of the portal and you want to design a demo or you want to create a quick POC of the portal. OK, so after 30, so you and your development team doing a lot of development on the portals. You created a portal for 30 days. You are doing the development, and after 30 days, you got to know like my portal is going to expire. OK, so how you can expand that? How you can extend that? So no worries. Once the portal get expired, it is basically deleted this Power Pages. So first it goes in the suspended state for 7 days, but after 7 days it get expired. OK, but don't worry about that. You can simply delete this particular app because this app is just a connection with your portal configuration. OK, so if you are deleting this app manually, it is also fine after the suspended state. Or if you're not deleting it, it will automatically delete it after I think 37 days, 30 days for trial and 7 days for suspension state. OK, but just uh, uh, just wanted to highlight that if you delete this particular portal app, it doesn't delete your configuration from your Dataverse environment. Your portal configuration will remain there. OK, so after 30 days, you can click here, click on the website, provide your name here, website name, addresses, whatever we have done in the Power Pages site. And here you get the option called use data from existing website record. OK, so let's say you have done a lot of customization in your portal in Microsoft Dataverse in last 30 days. Now your portal got expired. So you will create a new portal, but you have to make sure that you are checking this option and selecting your existing website because your website is still there in your Dataverse. OK, your configuration is not going to delete it. So you have to, so let's say you already have the website ASP and you are creating a new portal. Then if you click on create, then a new portal gets created and it will automatically link with your existing website. OK, it is not going to create all the configuration from the scratch. So this is very important thing. So if you want to just keep on extending your trial instance just for the POC purpose, because sometimes you want like client is taking time or the customer is taking time to take the decision whether they actually need the portal or not. And you are just worried about it. OK, I have only 30 days left and my portal is gonna expire. My all the configuration will get flushed out. So don't worry about that. Your portal app only will delete it. Your model driven app, your portal configuration will remain there in your database. So you can anyways after 30 days create a new portal and link it with your existing website. All right. So this is a very important tip that I just wanted to give. And the rest of the things like convert your site to the production, that is very important from the licensing perspective. You need to enable your CDN to load your site faster. So I'm not going to discuss about that about the CDN and WAF because I've already discussed in my first session in the introduction session. So CDN is basically the content delivery network that basically allow your content to be loaded on the website from the nearest server location. So it actually make your website running faster. OK, so enable CDN to load your site faster. It doesn't require any additional license. That is also I discussed in my last session. Enable WAF to secure a site. So just to protect your site from the malicious attack, you can just enable this firewall setting. This is also license free. And then make sure you have the custom domain and the SSL certificate enabled. OK. So these are all the checklist you have to make sure in the the go live checklist section. Then you can go ahead with your portal pages deployment. All right. So this is all about today. Thank you so much. And in the next session, so we today we discuss about the trial setup and the designer studio. So we should understand like what are the all components are there from where we can design the website. So in the next session, I'm going to create a page where I'm going to display the form so that we can take the user input from the portal. OK, so stay tuned and take care. We're gonna have the great session, upcoming sessions coming on your way. So bye bye. Take care. Thank you so much.